Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How are you all doing? It's a little windy today. We got about 7 to 10 mile an hour wind, maybe gusts up to like 15. So the wind is coming back. Hopefully, the windscreen does a good job of blocking out most of the wind noise. And I'm out and about on another walk with purpose, episode number 816. And today, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts regarding last night's debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald J. Trump. And, oh, man. And look, most of you know me that I'm a slight left liberal. I'm more down the middle. But I'm going to be giving you my unbiased opinions because that's just how I am. I am not biased because I prefer one side over the other. To be quite honest with you folks, I really wish they would throw out the entire political party system and just focus on uniting everyone. You know, I don't like to consider myself a liberal or a conservative. I like to consider myself an American. I'm proud to be an American. Now, I'm Greek American. My family came here from Greece. I'm proud to be a Greek American, but I'm an American. I was born here. And I love this country. And I love people in general. And I'm sick and tired of people fighting over stupid shit. Now, let's see. The sun, I don't know. I may have time to do the whole trail today. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Oh, boy. Queen, you saw the topic and you're like, oh, I got to get in on this one. Oh, Queen. You know, Queen, you're always welcome here, obviously. But I wasn't expecting you. You caught me by surprise, Queen. How are you? How's it going, man?
How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Good.
Right on. See you out there, man. Have a good one. That's Ramon. He's stretching. And, yeah, so Queen Helen Casey's here. Obviously, Queen is a Trump supporter. And I know most people that support Don and I here on our channels are conservatives and they're Trump supporters. But we still have love for you. We just have a difference of opinion. And again, like I was saying a second ago, you know, we're Americans. We're people. We should all unite together and help each other out instead of fighting over an elephant and a jackass, also known as a donkey, right? You know, the political party figures here of the U.S., the elephant and the donkey, right? The jackass. Anyway, yeah, it's a little windy. Pardon me. Let me show you in the front. Oh, footnote, side note. I am putting out another warning here because apparently some people have moved uh, making content on me to Rumble again. I'm just letting you know I am reporting every channel that does content on me that is not fair use on Rumble. So do this at your own risk. I guess apparently, and I'm just going to say this briefly and move on. The people that have been harassing me, stalking me for years and continue to do it unprovoked, now realize that, yeah, I'm going to take them down for copyright on YouTube, and if they want to sue me, they have to sue me in a small claims copyright court that I can opt out of and force them to sue me in a federal court, which is much more time consuming and has many more requirements and costs more. So they're like, okay, well, let's move to Rumble, and that way we protect our YouTube channels. Okay, you do what you got to do. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a fair guy. I give fair warning. I tell people that do stupid shit to stop before you suffer the consequences, and that's all I'm going to say. Queen Helen Casey says, I don't have Rumble. Good. Hello, the Laughing Hyena lost the debate last night. Case closed. Well, I disagree with that, Queen. I disagree with that. I understand you're a Trump supporter, and look, I respect your choices and all, but I just think last night that Harris slaughtered Donald J. Trump. She baited him, and he fell for the bait every time. And she kind of like trolled him too. It was like, oh my God. I almost kind of felt like I was watching my trolls coming at me for years. But it was Kamala doing that to Donnie. And, I'll tell you, it was not a typical debate that Trump would do. Trump typically gets more amped up, more animated, and says a lot more vile stuff. But now he realizes he's going against Harris and he's not going against Biden. Who's been struggling with his health, and it affected him during the last presidential debate before Biden stepped down and endorsed Harris, and now Harris is taking over the 2024 campaign. We're going to get more into that as the show goes on. But I hope you've been doing well, Queen. I hope all is well for you. I hope that everything that you were trying to take care of behind the scenes has been handled. Dawn cares a lot about you. I care a lot about you, and you're part of the ladies group behind the scenes. And despite our differences in politics and some opinions and stuff, we have a lot of love for you. And I'm sorry that there's a lot of wind here. There's a lot of wind here right now. Hi, Eli. I saw the topic and had to chime in. Trump got destroyed, took the bait every time. Yeah, I agree, Flint. Oh, I agree. Trump didn't even really show up last night, in my opinion. Everyone has their opinion. It's funny, Trump people are saying Trump destroyed Harris. Harris's people are saying that Harris destroyed Trump. And it's like, for me, I'm being unbiased. Look, if I felt that Donnie had destroyed Kamala, even though I'm voting for Kamala, I would say Donnie destroyed her, but no, no. Like I gotta tell you, man, that was like, I gotta say, that was like the greatest trolling act professionally ever done. Flint
Sort of a little like
Harris,
maybe ambivalent. I
like,
wasn't super excited first.
committed the greatest trolling act professionally on national TV on the biggest platform, the platform for the presidency of the United States. Like I just could not believe what I was watching. And again, it wasn't a typical Trump debate. Like Trump was like he seemed a little bit down, and he just, he was just really, he wasn't as abrasive as he normally is. He just wasn't himself. And hey, listen, I'm all for girl power. If a woman is better suited for a job than a man, she should get it and get paid the same as the man would get paid if he would have gotten the job, right? But you know what we used to say back in the days, Flint and Queen and all that? You got beat by a girl, Donnie. You got beat by a girl. And I say that respectfully, I'm not trying to be mean towards women, but I'm like, Donnie, you got beat by a girl. And you got destroyed by a girl, by a woman. We call it, girl, right? That's the figure of speech. Creepy Joe did not endorse the laughing hyena true fact. Is that one of your deep state thoughts, Queen? I thought Biden did endorse her. But are you going to say that's the fake Joe Biden? I don't know. I don't know. These conspiracy theories, man. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm looking forward to spending time with my lady tonight and having some. We're going to have breakfast dinner tonight. Breakfast dinner. I love having these discussions with you, Queen. And I think, honestly, Queen, like on election day, we should get a panel of people, including you, myself, and maybe like Raleigh, like from Bio Repair guy, and get like ODN and maybe like Tia. I think we should get a panel of people on election day. I think that would be interesting. We'll figure that out. We still have time. Queen says it's the truth. He did not endorse her. Well, I guess I was hearing things then, Queen. I guess I was hearing things on CNN and not Fox News, like the Republicans. The Republicans trust Fox and the Democrats trust CNN. And the truth of the matter is, they're all in it to make money. I will say this. I do think that CNN, yes, they are more left-leaning and Fox is more right-leaning. But I do think CNN's a little bit more neutral than Fox is. Fox is highly conservative. Like Fox is 1,000,000% like far right. CNN is slight left, like myself, but they get the opposing views on there too from the conservatives and stuff. So while they're a little more left leaning, they're in my opinion they are a lot more fair than Fox News. But they're all crooks. They're all in it to make money. You know what I'm saying, right, Queen? It's all about money. The media is all about money, right? Better hide your Rumble stream afterwards because I will be filing copyright on it. Just saying. pathetic people that have zero content. Don't get the hint. You know, when I file copyright takedowns on YouTube, so then they move over to Rumble and they think that they're going to be safe over there. I've already taken down one Rumble channel for massive copyright infringement. Who's going to be next? Pathetic. No content. Zero content. I'm branching off for a second because it's just so obsessive with this one person. They just can't stop. They can't stop. Well, it's all good. You do you. I'll do whatever I can on my end. You do what you got to do. But the more and more you talk about me and the more and more you make up stupid shit about me, the more pathetic you look and the more bored the same few people that still follow you regarding my content are going to get bored and tired of your crap. And then you got other people endorsing you, saying, "Oh, this is the funny, real, don't watch Eli's content, go here to Rumble and watch it here." Yeah, that pathetic moron, him and some other people are generating artificial intelligence fake clips. And I just ignored it. I'm laughing about it right now because you're pathetic losers, all of you. Oh my God! Babe, are you watching my show? Hi, babe. That's her. It's with the mod wrench. Oh my gosh. Look who made an appearance. Babe, hello? Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Hi, Tia. Hello, Tia. How you doing? Queen says, the fake news media owned by the CIA, literally do research, please. The CIA? Come on, Queen. So you're telling me that CIA agents work for CNN? Instead of CNN, it should be CIA? Or CIN, like Central Intelligence News instead of agency. So the news media outlet for the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, should be CIN, Central Intelligence Network. So nice to see you here along with Queen. Queen says, I have no reason to lie. My girlfriend Dawn says, maybe. Well, babe, that's you. No one else has a mod wrench here besides you. Well, you do have full access to the channel. You could mod some other channel without me knowing it and then come in on it, but you wouldn't do that, babe. Hey, babe, I got a surprise for you. So I got a surprise for you regarding food when I get home. So let me take care of. I'm gonna take care of you. You're gonna love it. We're gonna have a beautiful time tonight. Okay? Gonna hang out with the dogs and we're gonna watch anything that's not political. How you been, Tia? Oh, by the way, folks, I took the day off yesterday because I wanted to watch the debate. I wanted to watch the debate, and I had other things I was taking care of, and I was like an hour away from the debate, and I'm like, I'll take the day off. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don says, LOL, you are funny. Are you saying that I'm funny, babe? My buddy Ramon is coming on the trail, babe. You're going to see Ramon passing me up on the left over here. Ooh, man, that sun is really nasty. You'll see Ramon on the left over here. I'll pass on over here. That's right, another world record for Ramon. Right on, brother. Yeah, no, I like seeing Ramon. He comes out here around the same time I do towards the end of the day. But we're going to have to start coming out here much sooner because it's going to get darker sooner. And it's windy. I hope you folks, can you folks hear me okay? Let's see, we still have some sunlight. I mean, I could probably do the whole trail and turn around. Oh, yes, me, babe. Babe, listen, I got a surprise for you, okay? Babe, let me just take care of you because you're the love of my life. I don't need to sweet talk you live on the air. You already know that, right? I'm not seeking affirmations either, or I'm not seeking validation or anything like that. I just love you, and you know what? I'm not afraid to say it, right? It's all good. I'm just thrilled to see you here, babe. I haven't seen you in the chat in ages. Like, okay. Babe, I appreciate your support. Are you still there, babe? I appreciate your support. Like, you just coming in the chat here knowing that you still have those vision issues and stuff, and you're just, Dawn is blowing up the font on her phone, and she's using her glasses until we figure out what's going on with her eyesight, and we've got an appointment coming up in a couple days where we're going to know more. Yes, says my lady. Can hear you fine. Thank you, he says Tia. And yes, says Don, respectfully, maturely, professionally. I'm okay. Yeah, I figured you wanted to watch the debate. I did too. Now, here's the thing, okay? Oh my gosh. It'll be much better on the way back because the wind's going to be hitting my back. But without this thing on, you wouldn't hear me at all. Where I really want to go with this is that Don and I love everyone, regardless of your political party preference and regardless of your political views. Now, if you support really, really hateful and abusive type of views, I mean, if you support really hateful and abusive type of views, which is what I'm trying to say, I think I said it the wrong way the first time, we're not going to support that. But if you have reasonable opposing views, we're not going to chastise you for that. We can talk about civil discussion. We don't even have to debate. It's not about debating. It's about discussing our differences and finding solutions that unite all Americans, unite all people in general, right? It's not just about Americans, but most of us are here in America that follow this channel, right? The US of A. But this is about unity with everyone, right? And here at the GNA, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short, I've always been about unity. That's why we're called the United States of America. That's why we're called the United States of America. Queen Helen Casey, I was going to grab that one. Well, Queen, you're typically the fastest moderator on YouTube. But you've got Dawn and Tia here now. And Dawn's gotten pretty good, but so has Tia. You know, I'll just say this. There's a lot of good stuff coming in the future. A lot of good stuff coming in the future, and you folks are going to see some stuff happen in the future, possibly by the end of the year or before the end of the year. That's going to just blow your mind. Oh, yeah. It's going to be really funny when people will have nothing to say anymore. Nothing negative to say anymore. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. But trust me, some mouths will be shut really, really soon. And that's all I'm going to say for right now. It's all good in the hood, my friends. I'm going to sing you that song by, was it Robbie Neville? C'est la vie, that's just the way it goes. That's right. Remember, babe, we heard that song on Amazon Music. I think it was yesterday on the way to the doctor's appointment you had. Oh no, that was Monday. That was Monday when we heard that. We had a different doctor's appointment on that day. But anyway, so I've always been about unity. And I've always been about loving people regardless of their political views. I'm still that way. What I don't love and respect are extremist views one way or another. If you're far left or far right, it's not going to work for me. Now, Don and I are slight left. Don and I are slight left. And a lot of people here that follow us at the GNA are slightly on the right. They're not extremists. I don't consider you an extremist, Queen. I don't consider you an extremist, Tia. Senator Palacio is not an extremist. And ironically, the majority of people that support Don and I are conservative, but they're not extremists. So we all get along. We just have a difference of opinion on some things. Some things we agree on, other things we don't. But what we don't agree on, we respectfully disagree. Right? Now, I'm just going to share a little bit more of my thoughts here regarding the debate. First of all, like I said earlier, I think Kamala Harris slaughtered Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump was scared because, Kamala Harris is far more educated. She's a former prosecutor. She's done great work, to clean up many messes. Some of them here in the San Francisco Bay Area when she was out here. So Trump was afraid, right? When you have a guy with all these felony indictments and all that, and then you have a prosecutor that's been prosecuting these types, like, what do you expect, right? Now, here's the thing. The one thing that really caught my attention about the debate was one thing Kamala Harris promised, and I'll hold her to it if she wins. She said that instead of doing what Donald Trump does, which Donald Trump is more about giving tax breaks to the rich, so the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's true, because he's a rich guy, so he wants to give himself more tax cuts. He's always been that way. And I'm sorry to you conservatives that I respect out there. You know that when it comes to Trump and, cutting taxes, he does it for the rich. Kamala Harris wants to cut taxes and give tax deductions. She wants to give a $50,000 tax deduction to small business owners. I'm like, whoa, where do I sign up for that shit? Oh my God. Wow. Where do I sign up for that, right? She wants to give all small business owners a $50,000 tax deduction. She said that this is the opportunity era. This is the era of opportunity right now. That won't happen? Well, why do you think that won't happen, Tia? It's not that difficult to give a tax deduction of any amount, because all that's doing is reducing your taxes, or basically making it to the point of where your deductions are greater than your taxes, so you owe no taxes. But think of it this way, Tia. If you're a small business owner and for a couple of years you're taking a $50,000 tax deduction, right? It's probably going to be up to a certain level, right? Once you make a certain amount of money, you no longer qualify for that. But what if that $50,000 tax deduction jumpstarts a bunch of small business owners that become successful and then start paying full-blown taxes? There's going to be more tax money going into the economy. And you're going to have more lower and middle class people having the opportunities to run their own business, instead of just people that are upper middle class to upper class like Trump. The people that are in the upper class are getting big tax breaks for business, and us small business owners get shafted. We are already in a crisis that is not a priority. Well, what crisis do you think we're in, T.I., respectfully? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it like two grown adults, respectfully, of course. No disrespect here. What crisis are we in? We're not in a recession. And yes, a little inflation has happened, but not at the level that, some of the conservatives are putting it out there to be. If you folks want reality on expensive prices, come live where I live. Because pretty much anywhere else besides California and maybe New York, you guys haven't seen the prices we pay out here for shit. That's because of the high-tech industry driving up the cost of homes. So the cost of living is higher, so you got to have more wages, even for fast food chains like McDonald's. The minimum wage now is $20 for a fast food employee. So the price is going to go up because the cost of living's gone up. I mean, what do you expect, right? Inflation is a way up. Nobody can afford anything. The laughing hyena is a Marxist. Look it up. I doubt that, Queen. I doubt that. Remote's coming back. See you next time, bro. Have a good one.
For pub crawling.
Yes. Respectfully, maturely, professionally, Don, are you still around? Or did you sayonara, babe? So that's a great plan right there. Think of it this way. The majority of people are in the middle class. If we invest in the middle class and more of us can run successful small businesses, more tax dollars will be available to the government to fix other issues. It's a brilliant idea. Just using common sense. Forget about the fact that I'm slight left. From an American standpoint, forget about my political party preference. It's a brilliant idea because it's going to help the middle class, which is the majority of everyone, become more successful, and eventually, when they reach a certain level of revenue, then they'll be paying a lot of taxes, and then boom, they'll be able to afford paying those taxes. You know, the times a business cannot afford to pay taxes is when they're starting up. When you're starting a new business, and like I've got this LLC tax, $800. I've already had to pay that. I already had to pay that earlier this year. Because it's no longer free for the first year like they were doing for a few years. In 2024, you owe that money. So it's $800 just to run my LLC, doing nothing, just to have the LLC protection, right? So when you're starting a business, your initial costs and taxes and all that are a lot harder to afford because you're just starting to build your business. And that's why I feel Harris wants to give a $50,000 tax deduction. That's a brilliant idea, in my opinion. Tia says, we are living it. It's a lot of inflation. Housing is up. Can't afford to pay employees to live a decent life. I was extremely disappointed in the debate. What were you specifically disappointed at, Tia? Trump's performance? Or it was a boring debate? Or you thought that, did you think that Kamala Harris hit below the belt? I mean, I think she beat Donald Trump. Oh, both? Okay. I mean, I don't know what people can expect for someone like Harris to do in a debate against Trump when Trump's hit below the belt every time he's debated anyone else. That's just my opinion, you know? But I want what's best for all Americans, including you, Tia, and Sandra, and Queen, and any other conservative. I want what's best for all Americans. We got to understand this here. Even us slight left liberals like Don and I, we're slightly on the left, more down the middle. And we have conservative friends. We're not here to go against the conservatives. We're here to say, let's unite and fix our issues and work together and collaborate instead of fight over the elephant and the donkey, right? Left versus right. And if you're an extremist, left or right, or on the alt-right, then I want nothing to do with you because your views are just psychopathic, in my opinion. If you're an extremist, like, you're no good to anyone. You're no good even to yourself, in my opinion. I want everyone to win. I just don't think we can all win with Donald Trump in office. And if the conservatives that are Trump supporters are afraid that they're not going to have a say unless Trump wins, no. No, you will have way more of a say if Harris wins, especially if you're a woman. Now, Harris is fair and equal between men and women, but let me tell you, when they were talking about abortion, I got to tell you, Trump disgusted me with that shit. And even you conservative ladies out there, you know, do you want the government running your body or do you want to run your own body? Like, I got to tell you, Trump's, you know, thoughts on abortion or what Trump's stance on abortion is and, you know, what happened with Roe v. Wade and all that, I got to tell you, that's despicable. Oh, Harris shut him down quick. And to you ladies out there, whether you're on the left or right, forget about your political party choices. Think about your body and think about if you're raped and you got pregnant and you don't have the choice to abort a rape baby. I don't know what to tell you. And Trump wants to take those rights away from you. Why is that? Is that because he's trying to cater his message to a very old-fashioned, old-school conservative audience that will only vote for him if he believes in that? To be quite frank with you, I don't think he believes in his own stuff. I think he does things that he feels is going to get him reelected or got him elected in the first place. I'd love to debate Trump. I'll debate Trump. I'll debate you, Donnie. Roe v. Wade did get turned over, and it went back to the states where it belongs. No, it should be federally legal. Yes, you are right, Queen. It's up to each state whether they want to legalize it or not. And I believe it's still legal here in California and some other states, but there are some states where it is outlawed. So, like Kamala Harris said in the debate, for a woman that's in a state that outlaws abortion, that gets raped and, you know, can't take care of something that she never consented to happening, that was forced upon her, and let's say she's limited on money, and she can't afford to fly or drive one or two states over to a state where it's legal. And why should she have to go one or two states over? Like, honestly, ladies, here's the thing. Forget about your political party preference. Think about your own rights as a woman. Like, I'm a man here, and I'm fighting for your rights. I'm fighting for your rights. Sun's starting to go down. I'm doing the full trail today. 3.5 miles. Tia said, Trump said it's going to be decided state by state. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. Sorry, I had to make sure that I didn't miss a message from Don. Queen, what did you think of the debate? Well, Tia, here's the thing regarding Roe v. Wade. Didn't Trump set up the Supreme Court in favor of what he wanted to pass, he put people in the Supreme Court that he can control, that are conservative. And I believe it barely passed, like 5-4, because of who Trump put in there when he was in office. So that is Trump. I mean, Trump is responsible for that. See, those are the kind of things, and no disrespect intended. Trump made that happen. Queen says, Atia, it sure was a circus with the laughing hyena. She kept lying. Okay. It's okay. I don't talk about politics too often for these reasons. Like, I love the people that are here, but I just completely disagree with what they're saying right now. And, all I'm trying to do is say, hey, I think we should all focus more on uniting and doing the right thing for all Americans, not just one side of the spectrum. Broken promises, Queen. When Harris asked Trump, what's your plan? He had no plan. He said something to the extent of, I'm in progress of creating a plan. Oh, no. You're in progress. I can't remember the exact word Trump used. It was something to the extent of, I'm in progress. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me look this up. Do you think she can accomplish what she said? Are you asking me that, Tia? I'll answer that in a second. Are you asking me, do I feel she can accomplish? Or are you asking Queen? Hang on a second. All right, we are back live. So Trump was saying he has concepts of a plan. That's what he said. I had to look it up. It was some crazy word. I couldn't believe my ears when I heard it last night. I should have probably done this from the studio because I would have better notes, but I just haven't had time to do a studio stream lately. I'll get one probably done this weekend on the main channel. But so when Harris asked Trump, what's your plan? Because she has a plan. He goes, I have concepts of a plan. What the fuck does that mean, man? I just don't understand how anyone supporting him could sit there and hear Trump respond when asked if he has a plan on what he's going to do if he becomes the president again. He goes, I have concepts of a plan. Listen, I don't care if I'm left, right, down the middle. I don't care what the hell I am or where I come from. If Kamala Harris was asked that and she answered it that way, I'd be like, you lost me, Kamala. You lost me, Harris. That's a shitty answer because he has no plan. So he doesn't want to lie by saying he has no plan, so he'll make it sound fancy and say, I have concepts of a plan. Concepts of a plan. So you have an idea of what you want to do, but you still don't have a plan. So instead of saying, no, Kamala, I don't have a plan, you say, I have concepts of a plan. I'm working on it. I'm in progress. Well, shit, dude. You're less than 3 months from Election Day, and you're still working on the concepts of your plan. I swear, man. That sounds incompetent to me. No disrespect to anyone here, including the conservatives. I have love for everyone. Do I think she can accomplish what she said, Tia? Absolutely. You want to know why, Tia? Number one, I'll tell you why I'd like to see Kamala in office. First of all, I'd like to see diversity and have the first woman in office. We had the first African American in office, Barack Obama, years ago. And Barack did a fantastic job. Barack started universal health care here, basically Obamacare, that allows people to be able to afford insurance no matter what they make. If you don't make any money or anything, you can get Medicare. If you make a little bit of money, you can get a lot of federal tax credits to pay up to like 90+% of your premiums. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But it's better than what we had. And Trump was trying to kill Obamacare when he was in office. He goes, well, you know, I don't necessarily want to destroy it, but if we can do something better, then I'm for doing something better. Of course, Trump, if we can do something better to get universal health care like Canada, great. But here's the problem in Canada. Sometimes you have long-ass waiting lists to see your regular doctors. They have true universal health care there, but it's hard to see your doctor. I'll tell you this. In Don's situation, right now, having the Affordable Health Care Act, without it, I don't know. I don't know how we would be paying for our medical bills. There are still some bills to pay, but most of it's covered. So there's another thing, the Affordable Health Care Act. I think the guy wants to create Trump care or whatever. Hi Nightbot says, Queen Helen Casey. Queen, you're saying hi to Nightbot? That's funny. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. So the next thing I want to talk about is this. Trump's closing statement. Trump says she promises to do this, promises to do that. She's been the vice president for 3.5 years. Why hasn't she done it in 3.5 years? That was actually a pretty good argument, Trump, but too late. You made that your closing argument, and she had gone first. You won the toss, and you decided to do your closing argument second. So basically, you couldn't even ask her that in your closing argument. Now, to be fair, here's the thing. When you're the vice president, you still are going to more so follow the lead of the president. I'm sure Harris wanted to do things maybe a little bit differently than Biden has. But out of respect for the commander-in-chief, sometimes you got to go along with things. When you're the commander-in-chief, you have all the power. You can do whatever the fuck you want, for the most part, unless you get overruled by Congress on certain things. right? But that's why I think Harris didn't initiate any of this as vice president. Plus, why would she do that when she could then use it to run for the presidency, right? So if she did all these things as vice president, then she couldn't promise this stuff to get done if she does become the president. So that, I think, is a smart move. Very smart move. And let me share with you folks the difference between a vice president of the United States and the president. It's the same thing as when I used to work in retail management, okay? At a store level, you have the store manager. You typically have 1 or 2 assistant store managers, and then you have supervisors that are below the store manager and the assistant managers, right? And the store manager and the 1 or 2 assistant store managers are upper managers, right? And then the regular managers, I don't want to call them lower managers, but basically there's upper management and then lower management, right? The lower management, humbly speaking, politely speaking, because I don't want to think of people as lower, but that's just how it goes. It's a hierarchy, right? You got supervisors, key carrying supervisors, regular supervisors. Then you have like department heads, like lead cashiers and shit like that, right? Hey, Just Amanda, how are you doing? Welcome back. Great to see you here. There are no videos of the laughing hyena being at the border, and that is true. President Trump has been to the border plenty of times. Queen, right now it's about creating a plan. It's about creating a plan. I don't think every single little plan that she's going to talk about in the media or during these debates is going to be on a website. Then people won't tune in to the debate. You can't put everything out there on a website. You got to save some stuff for the big stage. It's all about hitting people with the information, when it's right. I am well, thanks. I had to get through a stupid Trump ad to get here. I was wondering if YouTube had a warped sense of humor. Well, I'm not a Trump supporter. They're putting Trump ads on my videos. Well, Donald, I just got some ad revenue at your expense. What was it, one of his lighters? Was it like a Trump lighter, one of those fancy lighters? Hi, TS says Just Amanda. So here's the thing. Let's take upper management in retail. I used to work as an assistant store manager for some companies and as a store manager for other companies. I've also been a supervisor. I've done every position. But when I was an assistant store manager, before I worked my way up to being a store manager, okay? As an assistant store manager, you have some authority and some power to do certain things. But your store manager can overrule anything you say or do. And whenever I worked for other store managers, for the most part, I always, because I wanted to get promoted, I always worked at the level of a store manager. And sometimes some of the store managers I worked for felt I was like trying to show them up. They were like jealous and stuff, right? And when I wanted to do certain things that would have been beneficial for the business and stuff, and for the employees, the business and everything, like they would turn me down. Other times they would let me do it. So as an assistant store manager, even though you're in upper management and you do have some power, you can be overruled by your store manager anytime. Now, as a store manager, you can do whatever the hell you want for the most part, as long as you're not going to upset your, corporate level management, such as district managers and vice presidents, regional vice presidents, and stuff like that, right? But when I became a store manager, not only did I do whatever I wanted to do that I couldn't do when I was an assistant, I did it. I made the company more money. I made the employees more happy or happier. And my assistant managers, I trusted them. They had freedom of reign to do whatever they thought was right to do. I let them do what they wanted to do. And I said, look, if you screw up, we'll correct it at that point. But you're not going to learn to ever be a store manager and make decisions on your own if you come to me for everything to make sure it's okay to do it, right? Or if I hold you back from making your own decisions, you're never going to learn to get promoted. I want you to replace me so I can move up, or I eventually ended up quitting retail and became self-employed. But I need you to replace me so I can move up in this world, whether it's with this company, another company, or going on my own. And you're never going to learn to replace me if I don't allow you to take chances and learn from your mistakes, right? Now, for the most part, I think Biden did let Harris do a lot of stuff and didn't challenge her on a lot of things. I just don't think Harris wanted to overstep Biden as the president out of respect. And I can understand that. So you got to look at it from that standpoint. That makes a lot of sense. As far as the stuff regarding, the border and stuff, yeah, that's a big mess. What were they talking about? Fentanyl, where a lot of fentanyl came in because we didn't have enough Border Patrol agents. And had we hired like 1,500 Border Patrol agents, we could have stopped a lot of the fentanyl coming in and saved a lot of lives, right? Prevented a ton of illegal immigrants from crossing the border from Mexico to the U.S. Yeah, it's a big mess. Human trafficking is another problem too. You're right, Queen. You're right. No, human trafficking is a serious, serious problem. But here's the thing, Queen. How do we handle that when we don't have enough Border Patrol agents by land or by air or by sea to protect our border or our borders, right? We need more people. But more people, we got to pay more money. We got to raise tax. We got to fund it somehow, right? Maybe that's part of Kamala's long-term plan. If you offer a $50,000 tax deduction to small business owners and give them tax breaks until they reach a certain level of business, they'll be able to run their business until it makes $500,000 or $1 million a year. And then once you hit Once you hit 400,000 or 200,000 or whatever, then you start, give that, you give that tax break to companies that make less than 200,000 or 150,000, right? You're not going to give that to companies that are making a lot of money. I'm sure there are going to be some stipulations to Kamala's plan. Because the problem is not once you start making money, the problem is starting a business has a lot of expenses that people can't fucking afford because of the taxes. That's a brilliant idea. So you do that, you get a lot more small business owners off the ground. Then when they start making more money and paying more taxes, there's more revenue to pay more border patrol agents than anyone else, right? We gotta more so invest in our middle class and stop primarily investing in our upper class. If we invested more in our middle class, which is the majority of our population, we would bring in 10 times the tax dollars that we do giving more tax breaks to larger corporations. Trump wants to get into office to basically give more tax breaks to the wealthy because he's getting older and he's like, okay, well, eventually, Kamala's plan will be done by someone else. But for right now, I don't want to be taxed at a higher bracket while I'm still alive. That's pretty fucking selfish, it is. I'm sorry, it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. It's the absolute truth. There's a whole trail. The sun's starting to go down. We got probably about 3/4 of a mile to go. Yeah, human trafficking is a major issue. It's a major global issue, Queen. It's a major, major global issue. I think a lot of the issues start off with majorly corrupt governments in certain countries like Mexico. We all know Mexico has one of the, well, all governments are corrupt, including ours. But I think ours in the U.S. is one of the least corrupt. Again, all government agencies, including the U.S., have some level of corruption. But there are many that are worse, far worse, and Mexico is one of them. And you can just pay off. What do they call them? The federales, the FBI in Mexico, the federales, right? You pay off the federales, they turn the cheek, and they let you bring in whatever. They let you get away with whatever, right? Maybe the federales in Mexico are paying off the U.S. border agents, which a lot of them are Hispanic, because they have to speak Spanish and English because you're crossing a Spanish-English border, right? Mexico-America border. Give me a second, be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. I just want every American to have the same rights and same opportunities. Certain classes should not be getting special privileges or special tax breaks. If you're making more money, you should be paying more taxes. You can afford to do so. If you're making little money, you're not going to get taxed much because you're not making that much. You know who gets screwed? The middle class. The middle class pays taxes for everyone. So why wouldn't Kamala Harris say, you know what? Enough of the middle class fucking getting screwed for ages, because the upper class gets all the tax breaks, the lower class doesn't make enough to pay taxes. They're on, disability or whatever, which is fine. I understand, people are going to be on that, right? But they're not paying any taxes or very little taxes, right? So we, the middle class, pay taxes for everyone. And Kamala's saying, you know what? It's about time we turn this around. And we stop greedy people like Donald Trump, who's a billionaire, from giving himself more tax breaks and making more money while screwing over the people that supposedly he says he's going to make their America great again. Give me a fucking break. Make America great again, MAGA. Eli, are your parents Democrats as well? Yeah, we're all registered Democrats, including Don. And we're slight left. We don't hate conservatives. We hate extremists, left and right. And Kamala Harris is not an extremist. Some people are saying Kamala Harris is a left-wing extremist. She's not. She's a very fair person. Her arguments are on point. And her arguments are about, making America better for all Americans, like Joe Biden said when he got in office. But yeah, my dad, God rest his soul, when he passed away almost 15 years ago, 14 plus years ago. Yeah, we're all registered Democrats. But again, we lean slightly to the left. We do like some conservative views. I like a lot of conservative views. I also like a lot of liberal views. But then there are some views on both sides I don't like. I don't like the extremist views on both sides. What I believe in is unity, like I keep saying. It's about unity. It's about all of us, stopping the fighting and the arguing, right? And just working together to create a better country for us, and to also do our part as one of the strongest nations in the world, do our part to help other nations, reach unity as well. Donald Trump is saying, if I get in office, before I'm even inaugurated, once I'm president-elect, I'm going to end the war in Ukraine. Oh, yeah. I'm going to end the war. I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to call Putin. I say, Putin, this is Trump. I'm back in office, man. All this BS with Biden, I know he pissed you off. So how do we end this thing? And Putin will say, F you, Trump. I'm not interested. That's what Putin would probably say. I swear to God, I've never met a more arrogant candidate for president than Donald J. Trump. He is an arrogant, pompous ass. He is an arrogant, pompous ass. He's not just cocky. Cocky's okay at times. I'm cocky at times. Like, most cool, down-to-earth, reasonable guys are cocky, but Trump is one arrogant son of a gun. He's going to end the war once he's president-elect, before he gets into office. And then Trump says, I'll save this one. Let me read what Queen said. Queen says Russia is taking care of Ukraine by destroying the human trafficking rings that are there. It's not right what Russia's doing to Ukraine, Queen. They're trying to take over Ukraine, and it's not just Ukraine. They're trying to they're trying to take over other countries too. If the U.S. and other allies from NATO allow Putin to keep doing what he's doing, he will take over more nations or try to take over more nations. Now, another thing about Trump. Hang on a second here. Give me a second, sorry. There was something else I wanted to say. It was very, very important. Oh yeah. So he was asked about the insurrection at the Capitol, and he deflected. I mean, come on, all of you out there. Look, I have love for all of you, even if you support Trump. The bottom line is he deflected that question. He half-assed answered it. And there was something else. Oh yeah, they asked him about COVID. And Trump tried to take responsibility, or actually Trump tried to take credit for fixing the pandemic issue. And that really pissed me off. Trump, you went golfing at Mar-a-Lago. So once you lost fair and square, and then you tried to accuse certain states of and counties of widespread voter fraud, right? Which never happened. You try to take credit during the debate for fixing the pandemic when once Joe Biden was elected president, before he was inaugurated, he was already working on the solution with Kamala Harris as his VP for the pandemic before he even got inaugurated. And you were out golfing in Mar-a-Lago, Trump. You were out golfing. The dude was golfing at Mar-a-Lago. And now he's trying to take credit for what Biden and Harris did? Whew, man. Listen, even if I was a conservative, it's obvious the guy was golfing at Mar-a-Lago. He didn't do anything about the pandemic. He didn't do anything. He went golfing at Mar-a-Lago. You all know that. And Queen, even if you think it never happened, even if you believe that the pandemic never happened, why would Trump, during the debate, say, we took care of the pandemic while I was in office? We took care of it. We took care. No, you didn't, dude. You went golfing at Mar-a-Lago. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a fraud. You're a convicted felon. You're an ignorant POS and the biggest arrogant, pompous ASS I've ever encountered. If you get into office, mark my words, we're all screwed. I'm sorry, folks. That's my opinion. I'm sorry if your opinion's different. I'm sorry if I've offended you. I have love for all you folks. I'm just sharing my opinions. I have strong opinions, and we may disagree, but I can respectfully disagree with you. I made some very valid points today, and so have many others. And here's the thing, my points that I made here today are unbiased. They're not biased, they're unbiased. They're unbiased. Whenever I talk about things, regardless of whether I favor one side or another, I will always give you an unbiased answer. Because I'm the kind of guy, I can't live with myself lying to people just because I believe in something that isn't right. Right? Or just because I support a certain group of people, if they're not doing the right thing, I'll call them out. Right is right and wrong is wrong. The bottom line, like I've always said, right is right and wrong is wrong. Excuse me. I smell that salt water. Besides that, the air is very fresh out here. I'll tell you, it's. Look at how clear this night is. This is a beautiful night. Now there are a few clouds as you get over by the coast. You can see it way over there over those mountains, and it's a little foggy as you go up front, as you go further north. But look up above. If you're flying, you've got perfect visibility. Like, this is beautiful. The sky is blue. I hope to do some more shows on this over the weekend. I'd like to even start getting some panels. But I think panels I do from here on out, I'm going to do pre-recorded, and that way I can edit any craziness that happens. Get your final questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. I'm going to be going off the air in 5 minutes or less. Got the full 3.5 miles done today. It's like 68 degrees. There's a lot of wind coming off the water, but it's not really that cold. I mean, it's a beautiful night. And you can see how windy it is if you look at the palm trees over there. We got about a half moon tonight. We need to focus more on unity. We need to stop all fighting and work together as a team, as one big collective, as one big collaboration. I don't know how we're going to do that as long as we have two primary political parties, right? It creates fighting, separation, right? Segregation, right? And defeats the purpose of what our nation was built for: unity, We are the United States of America. And like I've said before, we're not the divided states of America. There was this show on CNN. I'm not sure if it's still on, but if it's not, I'm going to go watch it on demand. The Divided States of America. So an African American dude was doing the show. And I saw the preview of the show when it was released a few years back. It was pretty good preview. I like the guy that was doing the show. But that's something I got to check with Dawn, and that's something her and I should watch. The Divided States of America. It's I believe a CNN production. Well, folks, I'm going to go off the air in just a couple minutes here. I'm not going to go over by the by the marina today because I want to surprise Dawn with something. I want to get back home sooner. Dawn and I have appointments for the next 2 days. Tomorrow in the afternoon for a few hours, and then Friday in the afternoon for about 3 to 4 hours. You'll probably get Walking with Purpose streams at some point tomorrow and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday you might get 2 shows, one from the studio and then another walk. Lots more content is coming soon to the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short, family of channels. We've got GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development here, the live streaming channel for the GNA. The main channel is the pre-recorded channel. Now I'm live streaming there from the studio temporarily because I haven't had a chance to create any pre-recorded videos, and I need to keep my good standing with YouTube for the monetization that I have on there. And that's the main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. There's also the original Genuine Networking Association GNA channel. We're never going to monetize that one, but that's a channel we're going to probably end up using at some point to maybe put some special content down the road. We haven't figured out what we're going to do quite yet. The thing with that channel is I have a lot of videos from the past events I used to run, and a lot of those videos have copyright claims on them because there was music in the background while I was recording. Nothing you can do about that. YouTube took down one of my videos again for medical misinformation, which is a lie. How many strikes do you have right now, Queen? You only have 1? I thought you had 2 strikes, and then you got your channel back. And then, what do you have, 1 strike right now, Queen? Queen, I tell you, I'm proud of you. You push the boundaries, but you know when to stop, and you know how to give the platform enough time. 0 strikes. Okay, cool. Good. Because you had a couple of them, I believe you were telling me. So you're still here, Queen. I'm proud of you. You know how to not get shut down. You know when you push the boundaries according to the policies of these social media sites. You know if you kept on pushing it during a time with 1 or 2 strikes, it might have cost you your channel. So you back off for a little bit, then you come back. And then you're good for a while. I'm proud of you. You've done well. You have done well, Queen. I'm proud of you. I know it's frustrating, to have a video go down, but well, I mean, I pretty much talk about whatever I want to talk about out here. I just, I don't say certain things that could be misperceived as misinformation. I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, you're entitled to your opinions, and you might say something's an opinion, but if they perceive it as medical misinformation, they're going to ding you for it. I understand. It sucks, and I don't blame you for feeling that way, Queen, but that's why I'm extra careful. Anyway, folks, thank you to everyone for being here. I hope I didn't offend anyone with my opinions. I love everyone, whether you're on the left or right or down the middle. This should not be about, political party preference. This should be about unity and all of us working together to continue building a better and brighter America in the future. And then that way we can lead and help other nations become bigger, better, and brighter. With that being said, have a good one, take care, and as always, be good to each other.